There is an imposter among us. Someone that I can only assume is a viewer of the channel or just saw one of the videos on the channel, decided to take advantage of little old me. Me who's just trying to go out, do my Uber videos, make my side hustle content, and have fun on the internet. Somebody decided to take advantage of me. And I'm not even surprised because I probably should have known that the internet is full of villains who don't want to see you succeed in life. In this video, I'm going to expose everything that I know and I have found out about this person and how exactly they were able to hack my Uber account, how I got it back, and how you can protect yourself from these same events. So if we haven't met already, my name is Anfernee. I make videos about personal finance, investing, and side hustles. And recently, about every other Saturday, I have been uploading a video that I like to call Side Hustle Saturday, where I go out and try to make $10,000 only doing side hustles. Now, the first 3 videos of this series, I was doing Lyft driving, and then the last 3 videos, I was doing Uber driving, just so that I could get enough money so that I can start to snowball my investments into bigger investments. But the thing with me doing Uber driving is that I only do it about once a week and really only about 2 to 3 times a whole month. I get my video, I upload it, and then I'm pretty much done with it for a week or 2 at a time. However, the last Uber video that I uploaded on Saturday, so about 2 days ago, right after I got done recording this video, I was in for the surprise of my life. I'm going to talk about exactly how I got hacked driving for Uber. Now, this is the second time I've been hacked in my life, so not for Uber, but I'm going to tell you what happened to me so that you can know how to protect yourself in the future. So let's set the scene. Here I am on a Wednesday or Thursday morning after just getting back from Uber the night before. Just made $156 in 4 or 5 hours, feeling really good, feeling really confident about the content that I made in the channel. And all of a sudden, as I'm working, editing my videos, I get a call from Uber support. Only one call at first. Okay, I pick up the phone and say, "Hey, Anfernee, are you trying to change your phone number? Because we got a request that said you wanted to change your phone number." I said, "No, wasn't me." Ignore it, delete. So go back to working. 2 minutes later, another call comes in. "Hey, Anfernee, we got a request. You want to change your phone number. Do you want to go through that request?" "No. Don't want to do it." After the third call, I started to get a little bit frustrated. I said, "Hey, I didn't put any request to change my phone number. I don't know what you're talking about. It wasn't me. Any request that you're getting, ignore it, because I'm telling you right now, I don't need to change my phone number." But I send a message in the Uber app. I also call them and tell them that it's not me. They say, "Okay, that's fine." We get off the phone. Over the next 15 minutes, I then got about 6 or 7 more calls from Uber that I did not answer. I know it's from Uber because it came from the same Uber support phone number. At that point, I was like, okay, y'all are not listening. So what I did was, probably foolishly, is that I went and blocked them number. I was like, okay, I'm not dealing with this today. I don't know what y'all got going on with y'all system. I'm not gonna be dealing with y'all blowing my phone up today. I have work to do. Almost immediately after I blocked the number, maybe 5 minutes later, I get an email from Uber support saying that my phone number for my Uber account and my email address has been updated. Now I can see what the phone number was, and I'll actually show you what the email looked like because I don't mind exposing this hacker's information. And I'll put it on the screen now. But the phone number definitely was not my phone number, and the email definitely was not my email. So at this point, I am in full-blown, basically panic mode because I have my most commonly used credit card attached to the Uber app, and I don't know what other kind of personal information this person had access to. So I then called Uber back asking what happened, and then they said, "Yeah, we updated your phone number, your email address." And I was like, "No, you did not update it because I didn't ask you to. Why did you do this?" They say, "Okay, it looks like your account has been compromised. We're going to transfer this to our account security team so they can get back to you within 24 hours. But in the meantime, we're going to lock your payout so that they can't access the money that you earned." And because it was not my email address, my phone number, I had to verify the last couple of deliveries that I did. And the only reason I was able to do that was because I recorded what the restaurants I went to beforehand before the video so that I was able to actually tell them what deliveries I had made to verify my identity because my phone number or my email address wasn't on the account anymore. At this point, I'm not really stressing because I think that the person is just trying to access $150 that I made. And then at the end of the day, now that they can't transfer it out, I was like, okay, that's cool. I'm not even going to worry about it because as long as they can't get that money out of Uber, I'm fine. But little did I know, this tricky, sneaky little devil was not trying to get my Uber earnings at all. They weren't trying to go after Uber driver at all. What they wanted to do and what they did do was go after Uber Eats. And the only reason why I know this is that because about 15 minutes after this, and I say the hackers, they work hard. I don't even know how this person was able to change my email address and phone number in the first place. Actually, I do, and I'll talk about that in a little bit. But about 15 minutes after all of this, after I got off the phone with Uber, I got a fraud notification on my Amex card. Now, the fraud notification was basically saying that, "Hey, you spent about $70 in an hour on Uber Eats. Is this really you?" Now, for me personally, I don't actually ever order Uber Eats. I don't even know why I have it. I rarely order Ubers unless I'm out of town. So $70 in an hour on Uber Eats was definitely not me. So I immediately called them and said, "Hey, you know, this ain't me. This is fraud. Can you please do your thing thing and reverse the transaction. So they were really cool about it. Amex was really good with their customer support. They were able to lock the card, decline any transaction, and get a refund actually pretty quickly, so I didn't have to pay for anything. But let me show you exactly what this person spent $70 on. So with my Amex Gold card, you do get a $10 monthly voucher just for having a card for Uber Eats. I rarely ever use it. So the first thing that they ordered with my $10 voucher was from an Acme restaurant. Now this person does live in New Jersey. They live in Willingboro, New Jersey, and I'll get into that a little bit. It was from an Acme restaurant, and they got a Snapple, some Doritos, some honey wheat bread, toilet tissue, and some water. Pretty normal order. Then they started going a little bit crazy. After this, they ordered from Target some honey smoked chicken and some more Snapple. They then ordered even more Snapple and more honey wheat bread. This person really does like Snapple and honey wheat bread. Then lastly, they ordered from a Wawa some more honey smoked turkey. And honestly, as I look at the orders, was committing credit card fraud really worth it to get some honey smoked turkey sandwiches? I could have gave you some sandwiches, dude. If you wanted some honey smoked turkey, you could have just asked me and I would have got you some honey smoked turkey. You didn't have to hack my Uber account. But regardless of that, how I found out this person's information is that I truly believe that they fully thought that they had full control over the account. Because at some point, the $150 and going through the process of actually contacting Uber, which was very frustrating, at some point, I just said, all right, forget it. I'm just going to let them have it. And then as I was driving out of town one day, I had about a 10-hour road trip that I had to make. And I was like, well, I got some time today. Let me call Uber and try to get this thing figured out. So I ended up being on the phone with Uber for about 4 or 5 hours, and to the point where I had to call them back so much because they kept telling me that they couldn't fix my issue right now, that Uber support actually blocked my phone number so that I couldn't call them anymore. And I was like, hey, I am the victim in this situation. You don't have to treat me like the bad guy. They said, we are no longer accepting calls for this phone number. Said you called too much. We can't accept any more requests. I was like, if you just helped me the first time, I wouldn't have to be calling you so much. So I ended up having to call Uber support from star 67 to have my number private in order to just get a real life person on the phone. That's a whole nother story within itself. But eventually, as I was on the phone with one person who was actually helpful, they were able to change my phone number and email address back while I was on the phone with them. And while I was on the phone with Uber support and they changed the email back, I was actually able to access the account once again. And once I accessed the account, I saw the person that you see in the thumbnail of this video where my face is supposed to be. You are not Anfernee Maximore. You can't put your face where my face is supposed to be. That's not you. So I told the Uber support guy and we started laughing about it. He was like, that's not you. I was like, no. I don't know who that is. That's not me. And as he's trying to change my phone number back, the person changes the phone number back to their phone number while I'm on the phone. And I told him, I was like, hey, do you not see what's happening here? Can you not lock everybody out of the account and give me control of the account back? He was like, sure, let's do it. And also while I'm on the phone, the person from Willingboro, New Jersey, I don't know his name because he didn't have his name on the account, sent a message to Uber support saying, hey, can you please delete my picture from the Uber account? Now, Uber actually said no, and that was the only reason I was able to access that picture so that you guys can see what a hacker looks like, because he tried to delete the picture out of the account before I was able to see it. Now, eventually I was able to get my Uber account back. I did have to change it to a new email address and keep the same phone number. But at the end of the day, I still am not fully certain of how this person was able to access the account and change the email address and phone number. Because as I said, as Uber kept calling me, I did not give them permission to change the phone number, email address. That was a whole headache within itself. But at the same time, before all of this happened, I did not have two-factor authentication set up. So that may be part of the reason why they were able to access the account. And also, I probably could have had a little bit of a stronger password in itself. But the ultimate resolution to this situation was that the person ended up spending $71 on my credit card. I ended up getting a refund on my credit card for this fraudulent transaction, but I did have to request a new credit card number just in case they got access to that. So that took about 5 to 7 business days to get to me. Also, after Uber did their investigation, they actually said that there was no fraudulent activity on their account. So they tried to make me pay an extra $49 on the amount that person spent. Or maybe it was $60 because $10 came from my Amex benefit. And after I got this notification, I was like, Uber, you obviously know that I am not the one who spent the money. Instead of getting on the phone with them, I just sent them a message because I was like, hey, you know that I was been compromised. I am not going to give you an extra payment for money that I didn't spend. And can you please remove this charge from my Uber Eats account? And about 5 to 10 minutes after that, I actually got a notification to say that they did review the account and saw that it was fraudulent activity. And not only did they remove the charge, but they also gave me the charge as a refund in my Uber Eats balance. So now I have about $70 in my Uber Eats balance that I'm actually a little bit scared to spend because I don't know if one day they're going to rebalance their books and see that they gave me twice the refund. So I'm just going to leave it there for a month or two just to see if they take it back. But at the end of the day, what I would say is that Uber support, you probably could do a little bit better with dealing with compromised accounts. I know a lot of the times you don't really deal with issues like this. You deal with driver support, like restaurants being closed, flat tires, missing orders. But in a situation like this where you have people accessing personal and confidential information like credit card numbers, like potential bank accounts, I think that there should be a little bit of a better customer service experience in this case. And also, how do you block block a person's number because they're trying to call you to get help. I wasn't being rude with the whole situation. Even though I was frustrated, I just wanted my account back because somebody hacked my account. You can't get mad at me for calling you when you're not helping me do you are supposed to be doing. And I think even to this day, it's been about 2 weeks since that happened, I still can't call Uber from my phone number because they say that they are no longer accepting requests from my phone number. So I guess I'm blackballed from Uber support entirely. And I only called them about 5 times, which may sound like a lot, but given the situation, I don't think it was quite enough. But at the end of the day, to protect yourself from situations like this, please make sure you have 2-factor authentication on. That probably would be the #1 step to making sure that you keep your account safe. Like I said, I attempted to turn on 2-factor authentication while I was getting all the notifications and after I actually got my account hacked, but that didn't work. So that's definitely what I would say would be the #1 option. After that, just make sure you take any sort of phishing request seriously. I wish I could pinpoint to exactly how this person was able to access my account, but unfortunately, I just don't have any idea, and Uber wasn't able to see how. So maybe they can look in on the back end and see which one of their agents changed the email address and wasn't supposed to, so they can review that call and maybe use it for training purposes. I don't know, but you need to get your act together because that was crazy. And also the person, after I locked my Amex card, they tried to use the bank account attached to the card, but because I only use Uber for business purposes, it was actually attached to a Lyft direct bank account, which didn't have any money in it because I haven't drove for Lyft in about a month or 2. But at the end of the day, this is the person who hacked my account. This is their phone number. This is their home address. And I haven't had the time to yet, but I will be filing a police report to see if they can do anything about it. I don't personally think that they will because it's less than $1,000. So at least I'll have it on record. And I just want to say that if you are watching this video, if you are a viewer of the channel, I could have bought you some honey smoked chicken sandwich, turkey sandwich, whatever it is, that you don't have to go through all that just to get some Snapple and some bread and some turkey. With all that being said, if you found any kind of value in this video, make sure you tap that like button for your boy, as well as hit that subscribe button if you want to see more videos like this. I hope I don't have to make many more videos like this, but if I do, I will see you in the next one, guys.